Hello, thank you for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. President Bola Tinubu has departed France for South Africa to co-chair the 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission, BNC, alongside President Cyril Ramaphosa. The presidential airplane took off from Paris at about 10 a.m. today. At the presidential BNC scheduled for Tuesday, President Tinubu and President Ramaphosa will engage in substantive talks on a wide range of issues of mutual interest, including bilateral, regional and international matters, building on the commitments from the June 2024 meeting in Johannesburg, shortly after President Ramaphosa's inauguration for his second term in office. The two leaders will review the progress achieved since the 10th session of the BNC held in Abuja. That was from November 29 to December 1st, 2021. The 11th session of the BNC will feature deliberations across 8 working groups, each focusing on a specific area of mutual interest. These include political consultations, consular and migration, banking and finance, defense and security, manufacturing, social sector, mines and energy, and trade and investments. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates that at the high-level meeting, officials of both countries will sign several memoranda of understanding and agreements. The Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission was established in 1999 to further strengthen the ties of friendship and cooperation between the two nations. President Tinubu is to return to the country after the BNC meeting. The need for backward integration of benefits accruing from the deepening of bilateral relations with France, guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria say, must be prioritized to impact Nigerians across the value chains. They emphasize that although laudable that various memorandum of understanding have been signed, the implementation must be holistic. Lydia Sampson reports.
Nigeria and France stand to gain from the recent state visit by President Bola Tinubu. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria say is not in doubt. They, however, wants Nigerians to also robustly engage with neighboring African francophone countries whose relationship with France at the moment is not very cordial.
These things are welcomed, right? Good development. But of course, it will not be okay if they are just optics, things that just happened without us being mindful of implementation.
Strongly believe that this visit is strategic, and it is my hope that the deals that have been signed, especially the infrastructural development deal.
For government representatives on the delegation to France who witnessed proceedings firsthand, it is a genuine win-win interaction premised on friendship.
So it was so clear that that visit was important to President Macron, as it was also important to President Tinubu. So from there they went to sign an agreement. The agreement in the area of addressing insecurity, ensuring education for all, and in order to further investment in agri.
They are optimistic of more positive results from the Nigeria business engagements, with frontline investors sealing business agreements. With France being a renowned economy in Europe and Nigeria a leading country in Africa, the guests agree collaborations must be followed by total commitment to harness benefits. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force says it will continue to work closely with international law enforcement agencies and embassies to arrest and prosecute criminals in the cyberspace and other forms of transnational activities. Francis Pham reports that this was during a briefing at the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center in Abuja after the arrest and arraignment of 113 foreign nationals.
During the investigation, operatives of the NCC recovered a vast array of digital critical evidence. These assets recovered are suspected to have been used in executing a range of cybercrime activities, including unauthorized data breaches, marketing scams, and other cybercrime activities. The scale and sophistication of the operation underscores the increasing global threats posed by cyber criminal syndicates operating across borders.
And the Nigeria Police Force has refuted Amnesty International 34-page report alleging police brutality during the August 2024 nationwide protest, saying the report appears falsified and confusing. Still on fighting crime, the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons under the office of the National Security Advisor is leaving nothing to chance through effective collaboration with arms-bearing agencies of government in the fight against proliferation of illicit arms in Nigeria. The Director General of the Center, DIG Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, retired, made the assertion in Calabar during a familiarization and working visit to the South Zonal Office of the Center and interaction with key stakeholders. Paul Abel will tell us more.
As society where there is prevalence of illicit arms is a recipe for violent crimes, and the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons was established in 2021 in to ECOWAS Convention to address such problems in the country. And with the consent of President Bola Tinubu to the act establishing the center, thereby giving it a legal framework and powers to arrest, investigate and prosecute. The Director General in this strategic stakeholders engagement is commending security agencies for their cooperation so far while appealing for sustained collaboration and maintaining sanity in the fight against criminal imposters working as officials on illicit arms issues.
Violent crimes are being driven by the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. And that is why the government, in its wisdom, had established the center with the mandate to control such proliferation.
Ranging from security agencies to civil society organizations. And I want to place here on record that with their cooperation and collaboration, we have been able to make modest achievements in this zone.
The center affirms its dogged resolve to bring to book sources of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, whether locally fabricated or imported, as it reeled out successes made through collaboration in recent past. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The bold steps taken by the military in addressing the new Lakurawa terrorist group and insecurity situation in the north must be commended. Well, a non-governmental organization, Citizens for Peace and Unity, made the commendation, saying the relative peace in the north, crude oil production has also increased from 1.2 million barrels daily to 1.8 million when President Tinubu assumed office due to the onslaught against bunkering activities in the Niger Delta.
This afternoon, to our eminent citizens to come out more and openly declare support and encourage our troops who are quietly restoring peace across the country. We use this opportunity to call for more support and encouragement for our troops.
The group therefore appealed to Nigerians to give their support to the Ministry of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff and other service chiefs as well as troops to take Nigeria back to its glorious days when insecurity was not part of the nation's challenges. All right, let's head to Lagos to join Adiola for our next set of reports of the nation's challenge.
Ruth, the initiation of an aimed at dismantling the criminal network of bringing stolen vehicles into the country from other parts of the world have started bearing fruits with the recovery and handing over of stolen vehicles to the Canadian Authority by the Nigeria Customs Service. Larry Bilei has details.
The International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, recently released a report showing West Africa as an emerging destination for global stolen vehicles from Europe, North, South America, as well as Australia, and Nigeria is right in the middle of it. For this development, the Nigerian Customs Service embarked on Operation Hot Wheels, a collaborative effort with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Canadian Authority. With increased intelligence gathering and surveillance and interceptions of luxury vehicles valued at 1.6 trillion naira were seized. Seized were semi-automatic shotguns and 993 cartridges.
The growing incidence of stolen vehicles finding their way into our region has become a matter of serious concern, as it not only undermines our legitimate automotive market, but also strains our security infrastructure.
Unveiling the renovated and upgraded Tin Can Port Office is the customs commitment towards ensuring a customs stay ahead of criminals.
Our stakeholders are now stepping forward to say we can help you improve the quality of your workplace. And I'm indeed very, very happy that what we have, the demonstration that collaboration pays.
This newly renovated complex serves as a beacon of progress for years to come.
The Nigerian Customs Service says the renovation, which goes beyond aesthetics, is a clear statement of its intent towards reinforcing its commitment to collaboration, consolidation, and innovation. In Lagos, Larry Bilei, NTA News.
As the labor market continues to experience increase in women keying into jobs that were once traditionally for men, the need for same being applied in the maritime domain is paramount. However, stakeholders say this can only be achieved through empowerment of more women with the right knowledge that would enable them fit into the maritime profession seamlessly. Diana Jale takes it from here.
Being one of the fastest growing industry in the world, the maritime domain encompasses a wide range of professions, offering big-time opportunities for all, irrespective of gender. But, according to industry observers, only 2% of women are active practitioners in the maritime sector. Worried about the gap, stakeholders are calling for a more inclusivity, while putting in place measures that would encourage women to take up career in the various available opportunities in maritime ecospace.
Whatever you're doing, learn to do it well. If you have to learn, take internship, learn, read, do online courses, do physical courses, whatever. Just know that this is where I want to navigate to.
Before now, the maritime domain is seen as a male-dominated profession. But this is no longer the practice, as women are beginning to develop great technical skills and expertise in marine engineering professions.
When we were in the school, those times, we don't have this kind of people. We don't have anybody telling us about what maritime is. But today, there is awareness, there is talks everywhere. So girls can definitely key into the maritime sector. We are encouraging them.
The need to harness other areas, such as agriculture, solid mineral, gas, and human capital, key players say, is crucial to job creation for the teeming Nigerian youths, as well as the nation's gross domestic products.
We need to go back to that, whereby we don't do artisanal farming, we do major industrial farming, because we have the landmass.
Carrying women along in all spheres of life, stakeholders say is imperative. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And those are reports from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in our Benin Network Center with Anwuli Okolo after this break.
You're welcome to Benin. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Bello has lauded the developmental efforts of President Bola Tinubu with regards to the ongoing construction works on the failed portion of the Eboma-Benin Expressway. He was speaking when he, along with some government officials, inspected the project, describing it as impressive. Goodluck Naini has details.
The governor, who described the project as an extension of the federal government's goodwill to the people of Edo State, urged the citizens to be patient, even as he assured them of more dividends of democracy. He noted that the president has matched his words with action in fixing the road, which before now was in deplorable condition.
Our president promised he was going to do this road. This road has been an abandoned road. And look at what is happening here today. He has matched his words with action. Today, Asian people, Edo people, we are all happy. We thank God for our president. We thank God for what he's doing for our people.
For past 8 years, we have been suffering. Where? No road, not at least motor. That was from trailer. They will spend 2 weeks here. They will not move. At least this is a...
Similarly, Governor Monday Okpebholo has assured residents of Ekpoma and adjoining communities that contractor handling the failed portion of Obadan Junction Road along the Benin-Ekpoma Expressway will complete the road before Christmas season. He gave the assurance when he visited the project site.
This road is in Edo State, and the people following this road, they are Edo people, and people from the eastern part of Nigeria, the people from the northern part of Nigeria. If we are able to do it, we can also beg Mr. President to refund the money back to Edo State. We are here and we continue to be our brother's keeper.
The road inspection continues. From Ekpoma, Goodluck Naini, NTA News.
In Edo State, 59% of the total land area have been de-reserved, leaving 41% for forest activities. This was revealed at a 2-day forum on revitalizing forest guards brigades in Edo State by the Ministry of Environment, with the Chairman National Forest Trust Fund, who was on a consultative visit to the state, and other relevant stakeholders. Jude Abugo has details.
At the forum were stakeholders in the forest sector, guards and local community members. The Chairman National Forest Trust Fund, Abdullahi Enahume, emphasized the need to conserve forest products and ensure forest guards are well equipped.
Edo State is highly deforested and highly degraded. So we have chosen Edo State so that they can begin to take steps for afforestation.
On assessment of the current status of forest reserved in the state, stakeholders want a more holistic measures to regain the forest reserve.
It's a call for every one of us to, have a positive impact on our environment.
Our uniformed staff in Edo State are not harmed. Also, they have bikes, but the bikes might not be sufficient.
Others say leveraging on modern technological methods, use of data analysis, and provision of effective training to respond to security threats will help to address the challenges of insecurity in the forest.
We cannot achieve anything without involving the community. Empower local communities to take ownership of conservation.
There should be incentives for them to really stay inside the forest.
We will be happy with the capacity building and the other logistic support.
The consultative forum is expected to yield positive results. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
That's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Anwuli. Following the devastating floods experienced, fragmented markets and related challenges, onion producers, processors and marketers have lamented over losses their members across the country incurred during last cropping season. Now, this development has necessitated the declaration of state of emergency on onion producers and marketers seeking government intervention in the sector. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The second largest onion producer in Africa after Egypt, and Sokoto leads the chart of the producing states in the country. Recently, the industry is facing myriad of challenges threatening its sustainability. President, National Onion Producers, Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria, NOPMAN, Aliyu Metasamu Isa, highlighted that the challenge is inefficient supply chain, limited access to finance, climate patterns, and high cost of transportation, among others, that negatively affects production and global competition. He called on the governments at all levels, policymakers, development partners, financial and agricultural research institutions, as well as other stakeholders to wade in to save the industry from imminent collapse.
If farmers cannot afford to cultivate, our output will drop, prices will increase, and ultimately this will affect food security across the nation.
The state of emergency advocated is a call to action aimed at ensuring resilience and massive production in the onion industry toward ensuring food security and sustainable economic development of Nigeria. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And to speak further on this serious issue, we'll join correspondent Usman Mohammed Benji. He's at the onion dealers section of the Old Kara market there in Sokoto. Please tell us, Usman, tell us from what you've gathered. I am made to understand that you've had interaction with some of the stakeholders. How serious is the situation? Usman, can you hear me? Usman, if you can hear me, I'll take the question again. Made to understand that you've had some interaction with the stakeholders there, talking about the onion marketers, processors. What have you gathered? How serious is the situation? All right, we're having challenge there connecting with Usman. I'm sure that will be fixed, but I can't imagine my pot of soup without onion. I guess that should be fixed as soon as possible, talking about the farmers of onions. We turn to other issues. Gloriousness and wonders that revolve the birth of Jesus Christ and its essence on humanity resonated in songs, messages, and other colorful activities as the major national broadcasting houses in Nigeria, talking about the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, the Nigerian Television Authority, and the Voice of Nigeria, organized another annual service of 9 lessons and carols at the National Christian Center in Abuja. Olusheye Adiagbo reports that this year's edition has the theme, Jesus, Our Victory.
CN, NTA, and VON service of 9 lessons is the 28th in the series, which signals the beginning of the Yuletide. The service takes the congregation through 9 passages from the Old and New Testaments of the Bible, with the 8th reading taken by the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, which highlights the birth of Jesus Christ and its significance.
And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with the exceeding great joy.
All the lessons of the evening tell the story of the fall of humanity and the promise of the Messiah with songs presentations. Messages from the clergy, the wife of Nigeria's President Oluremi Tinubu, including the Minister of Information, enjoin Nigerian Christians to take the lessons of the season at heart by promoting the nation's unity and stability.
So Jesus is our victory over sin, victory over self, victory over death, victory over Satan, but he's also victory over bodies.
I implore you all to let us imbibe the spirit of Christmas, which is of love, of joy, of fellowship and harmony with one another.
Let us intensify our efforts to build a Nigeria where everyone is valued and respected, regardless of their faith or background.
Finally, let me use the opportunity to appreciate the NTA, FRCN, and VON for putting together this year in, year out.
All the administrations elucidated that Nigeria must be in peace and harmony.
Leveraging on the 2024 Zuma Film Festival to tell the Nigerian story by showcasing the nation as the center of creativity in Africa. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria say is apt. Lydia Sampson will tell us more.
Digital Renaissance, embracing the future. Gaston Good Morning Nigeria says captures the vibrant and transformative spirit offered by the digital age and how young creators can leverage technology to shape the future.
It's a platform that provides for, the teaming creatives, to come on board, key in, display what they have, and in turn, that platforms is targeted at making Nigeria become the center of creativity in Africa.
The whole idea is to, within these 4 days, expose them to new tech, and that's why Canon is coming in there, bringing equipment, new equipment, showing them, and within these 4 days, they will shoot films, and that's from script to screen. They will write the script, they'll do, and so in that process, we're beginning to identify people that are good at what they do.
What we've been trying to do, or what we've been doing, is to deploy our informational tools through the traditional media, direct mailing, and then of course through the broadcast medium. And we've engaged with industry on industry platforms, because there are selected platforms for actors, guilds, and all of that.
The Zuma Film Festival remains a key platform for fusion of global talents, new discoveries, and emerging talents interfacing for knowledge sharing, seeking funding, and deepening global acceptance of Nigeria's film industry. The film festival also equips participants with latest trends in the film industry. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
All right, time to make a stop at Port Harcourt. We join Diva Barry for our next set of reports.
To Port Harcourt. Following the recent recommencement of operations, Managing Director, Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited, Ibrahim Onojo, says the company is set to deliver 60,000 barrels per day. He says loading of refined petroleum products at the depot is at full capacity. Ijoma Ogweke has the details.
The exercise is part of the strategic plan of Chief of Naval Staff for the naval workforce intended to help.
Tuesday, November 26, 2024, announcement by NNPC regarding resumption of refining petroleum at Port Harcourt refinery elicited widespread excitement among citizens. To address some of the concerns and doubts from some quarters on the refinery's operational capacity, the Managing Director, Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited, Ibrahim Onoja, led media representatives on a guided tour of the facilities. The tour showcased the workability of the 60,000 barrel per day capacity refinery. Samples of refined products, premium motor spirits, kerosene, and diesel were showcased.
Sample point, and then you see samples of the products we are producing. So you are welcome, so please come with me.
Terminal Manager Walu Jewel confirmed to journalists that the facility has surplus products.
If we give us 100 trucks today, we will evacuate it in less than maximum 5 hours. All right. So it's not our problem. It's the tanker driver. We have been taking the since yesterday to come around and take the product, but they didn't come. They didn't turn up. Just this morning, after pleading with them, they came.
I have loaded 4 trucks this morning, yesterday, with the water. The father gave us products. So now we are loading. Tomorrow we are loading. There is no time. This time is a very busy period for us.
The tour also provided journalists with first-hand information on the turnaround maintenance on the facilities, where trucks were seen loading petroleum products. In Port Harcourt, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
The Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder at its 4th quarterly route march says it will sustain the current onslaught against illegal oil bunkering and strengthen protection of Nigeria's economic assets to help the nation meet a daily 2 million barrel of oil production. Commander NNS Pathfinder Commodore Kajeta Anyeko said this as officers and men of the Commander embarked on 8 kilometers route march in Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amadio reports.
The exercise is part of the strategic plan of Chief of Naval Staff for the naval workforce intended to help improve work efficiency, enhance physical fitness, and overall health of the personnel. This is the fourth and last route march for the year 2024. Commodore Anyako hopes it will help energize the personnel towards delivering on the constitutional mandate of protecting the nation's maritime domain.
The exercise is for us to exercise our body to increase our efficiency in work. Our effort to quality dividends because the production of crude oil as of today stands at 1.8 million barrels per day, which is a remarkable achievement. Hoping towards the end of the year we might reach the target of 2 million barrels.
The Nigerian Navy also notes that its dominance of the waterways has put an end to the issue of sea pirates.
We have not had an issue of any sea pirates in our waters again. The waters still remain safe and we will still maintain our patrol to dominate our waterways.
The Nigerian Navy says the route march also opens opportunity to strengthen ties with other security agencies while calling on the public to continue to support it with credible intelligence to actualize set targets. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. The news will continue in Jos right after the break. Stay tuned.
Former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon is emphasizing the need for Nigerians to pray for their leaders in their effort to ensure rapid socio-economic development in the country. This was at the Interdenominational Unity Christmas Carols and Prayers Festival in Jos. Indian and Abuja reports.
Former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon led the eminent Nigerians, including former President Olusegun Obasanjo, former governors of Plateau State, Joshua Dare and Jonah Jang, as well as Boni Haruna of Adamawa State, Ambassador Mary Lar, Professor Jerry Gani, retired military officers and government functionaries to the festival. The special guest of honor and former head of state, Yakubu Gowon, urged Nigerians to pray for those in leadership positions in their efforts to ensure rapid socio-economic development of the country.
I thank God that today you've now brought us here today to praise God and to celebrate Jesus, and to pray for peace, not only for Plateau State, but also in all parts of the world.
The occasion witnessed hymns, praise, and worship from various denominations to usher in the Christmas carols and praise festival.
We have begun a journey to unity, a journey to peace, a journey to progress, by the grace of God, a journey to fulfilling the prophetic destiny of Plateau State.
Guest preacher, Reverend Amos Mozo, calls on Nigerians to be united in the pursuit of peace and utilize the Christmas period to propagate the religion. In Jos, Indian and Abuja, NTA News.
Wife of Plateau State Governor Helen Mutfwang has flagged off Project 10 Million campaign for screening and management of hypertension and diabetes in the state. Again, Indian and Abuja has more.
Through the campaign, which attracted critical stakeholders, about 10 million Nigerians will be screened and treated within a designated period. The initiative is to improve the health of the people and save lives. Wife of the governor, our stakeholders are expected to foster collaboration and implement effective communication, data management strategies to improve the health and well-being of Nigerians.
To all citizens of Plateau State, I urge you to make health priority in your lives. Regularly check your blood pressure. Be Beware that hypertension is often a silent killer. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is key to preventing and control.
Wife of the governor expressed appreciation to the state government for the numerous interventions in the health sector. Other stakeholders promised to work as a team for the realization of their objectives.
Prevention and control of hypertension and diabetes is more important and beneficial to us than managing the complication that would arise as a result of not knowing your number and not controlling your number.
Indenyan and the Abajang, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Jos. Nationwide continues with Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Bilikisu. To change the narrative of HIV and AIDS prevalence in the country, Nigerians and relevant authorities must improve on the campaign on voluntary self-testing to address the culture of ignorance. Joel Popola reports that stakeholders stress the importance of lifestyle modification and relentless campaigns on preventive measures.
With the advent of COVID-19, which took the world by surprise, attention of major health stakeholders was divided, a situation that made many Nigerians not to remember the threat of HIV/AIDS. But the virus is still rearing its ugly head, even as Nigerians continue their normal life. Say the campaign is yielding the desired results with effective management.
4-point-something%. Today we are talking of prevalence of 1.3, 1.4. What that means is that if back then you take all of us in Nigeria and put us in one room and you select 200 people, out of that you will see about 6 people testing HIV positive. However, this time around, if you repeat that, you will see only 3. So that means that a lot of work has been done.
For those people who still don't know their status, there are now ways, as you mentioned, HIV self-screening or HIV self-testing, where people can test and know their status in their own private spaces, where there's no stigma and no discrimination. I think also we know now, and we've seen in many African countries, that HIV can be dealt with almost chronic illness, and people can live, healthy lives.
With collaboration of all relevant agencies, experts believe the target of addressing the threat by 2030 is feasible. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
And still staying in Lagos, we join our correspondent Hingino John Adams to give us an insight on how Lagos is faring in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Hingino, please go ahead and fill us in.
Thank you, Ruth. It's been more than 40 years now that the world has been on the journey of ending HIV. And in Nigeria, significant improvement has been made, with data from the World Health Organization showing that in 2023, 1.3 million people acquired HIV, a 39% decline from 2010. Though that is good news, stakeholders still believe more needs to be done in order to achieve the desired result. Lagos State government recently said that the state is making giant strides in its fight against HIV through combined efforts with various government agencies, implementing partners, and community stakeholders. It said these efforts have yielded positive results towards achieving the USAID's 95-95-95 target, which says by 2030, at least 95% of people living with HIV should know their status, and 95% of those who know their status should be on treatment. Then 95% of those who are on treatment should achieve undetectable viral load. And the state government also said that there are 120,000 people presently on life-saving antiretroviral therapy, with particular focus on children, adolescents, and other vulnerable groups. And despite these achievements, there are still concerns about discrimination and stigmatization. That is why this year's theme is talking about knowing the right path, know your right. Creating awareness among those people that are living with HIV to know their rights and know what to do whenever they feel their rights are being violated.
Thank you so much, Hingino. You've just captured it for us. And it starts by knowing your status, even beyond the world, celebrating the World AIDS Day, which was yesterday. Thank you for that insight. All right, we turn to other issues. The expanded General Purpose Committee of Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has met and reviews issues concerning Nigerian current affairs. Well, they decided to take some decisions. The General Purpose Committee meets every 6 months in the year and submits its report to the General Assembly that the Sultan of Sokoto chairs as the President General, with Shehu of Borno and Alhaji Oladejo, Deputy President North and South, respectively, while Professor Ishaq Oloyede serves as Secretary General. Membership consists of the National Assembly ministers, former and serving heads of government and private organizations, as well as eminent people in the society.
Officially, until it has gone through Fatwa Committee. We are looking at the issue of Quranic competitions in Nigeria. There are some lapses, we consider all this. We are talking about GMOs. What is the position of Islam on the GMO? We also look at the issue of National Hajj Commission, the amendments being considered by the National Assembly, and we expressed our opinion about it. We are also addressed by the representative of the NSA on the issue of tax and taxation, the bills before the National Assembly. We considered it. After listening to the NSA, we set up our own committee to go and look into this matter and submit report.
Communique is expected from the deliberations of the committee. There was a fire outbreak at the Trademore Estate Market in Lugbe, Abuja, at the early hours of today. We hear that more than 36 shops were completely razed. Sarafina Okon Umekwe reports.
Another tragedy struck Trademore Estate Lugbe, Abuja, and this time is the estate market at early hours of Monday morning, where more than 36 shops were completely razed down. Though no life was lost in the inferno, affected traders say millions of goods stocked up for the festive season sales were completely burnt.
The cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained, but so far traders are still counting their losses. You know, some of them said they had actually stocked up for Christmas season,
I don't know where I will start. I don't know. The 3 shops is loaded. This was 20 million. Only 1 shop alone. For that, my packing store. Oils. I have oil cartons.
What with the one I stock already, but what now I did, yes, almost 10 million.
Do you have any insurance?
I don't have.
Traders so far are still making frantic efforts to see what they can salvage from their shops. Now, this market, I'm told, is about 10 years, and so far about 36 shops was affected by this inferno. Serafina Okon Omekwe, NTA News.
Very sad there. Let's take sports update.
Head coach Augustine Eguavoin has called up 30 players to the camp as part of the Nigerian Football Federation's effort to qualify the Super Eagles B for the African Nations Championship finals next year. The championship, exclusively for players in domestic leagues, would take place in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania in February 2025. All invited players are required to report to the training center in Ogun State on December 4 for preparation before the qualification fixture against Ghana's Black Stars B on December 22 and 28. Meanwhile, Rita Ogene and Israel Jegede won bronze medals for Nigeria at the 11th Commonwealth Karate Championship in South Africa. 2 other Nigerian athletes competed in the event but did not win medals.
I'm so proud and I'm very happy to win this.
Elsewhere, the Badminton Confederation of Africa, in collaboration with the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, has launched the Road to Los Angeles Olympic and Paralympic Games in Abuja. This is to ensure early preparations for the 2028 Games to make Nigerian athletes as well as other African badminton players qualify for and compete to podium finishes at the Games.
Let's join hands, come and do something, contribute or sponsor. With better funding, I can tell you the sky is the limit.
At the World Athletics Awards, Olympic champions Letsile Tebogo and Sifan Hassan were named male and female athletes of the year. Tebogo set African records in the 200 meters and the men's 4x4 relay, while Hassan won medals in the 5,000 meter, 10,000 meters and marathon events in Paris. And finally, a tragic event occurred at a football match in Guinea, where a controversial refereeing decision led to violence and a crush that resulted in the deaths of 56 people. Investigations are ongoing to determine the cause of the incident. With sports updates, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
That concludes Nationwide. Thank you for your company. Do have a lovely evening. I'm Ruth Aguilera.